Sometimes there are things you say in the church and you think you have just played. Huh? Choir. A new organist comes to play the organ just one day. And after the meeting, the choir people will gather. Today we've seen real organ. This is an organist. Our old organist is a carpenter. Today we've seen a real organist. Did you see the way he was, the chords? Everything was clear. Oh. Sometimes somebody will come and preach only one sermon in the church. After that, the members will start. Pastor will give his associate member opportunity to preach one message. When he finishes, they are like, wow. Pastor, don't disturb yourself. You can now retire. Just let this man preach. Oh, my pastor. When the guy was preaching, you see, anytime pastor is preaching, I have to try and connect. But when this man was preaching, oh boy, I could feel that the hour has come. Lord have mercy. Pressure of the people. Pressure of the people. And they began to play. For them, it was a play. But that was the beginning of David going into the wilderness. Be careful some of the things you say and think you are playing. You are really putting pressure. Gideon was number one. Gideon led the people of Israel to fight a war against the Midianites, and they won the war. And when they won the war, the people came to Gideon. Judges chapter 8, verse 22. The people came to Gideon, and this is what they said to him in Judges chapter 8, the verse number 22. Then the men of Israel said unto Gideon, rule thou over us, thou and thy sons also, for thou hast delivered us from the hand of Midian. Rule over us, because you've led us into victory. Rule over us, because you've led us to victory. Give me verse 23. But Gideon said unto them, I will not rule over you, neither shall my son rule over you. The Lord shall rule over you. Listen, the fact that you paid somebody's school fees does not mean rule over them. The fact that you bought somebody's ticket and brought them from Africa to London does not mean rule over them. The fact that you married a woman and brought her from Africa does not mean rule over him, over her. The fact that you married a man from Africa and brought him here and did his purpose does not mean you should become his God. Oh, I even bought his ticket and I brought him to London. Did you give him back to sit in the plane? Oh, and I paid for her education and I took her through school. Didn't you pay for others and they were stupid? And they never got any degree. They never learned anything. Didn't you pay other people's school fees and they ended up as weed smokers? Ladies and gentlemen, whatever help you help somebody, a man can receive nothing except it be given to them from heaven. And when you have helped people, leave the rest of it to God. Paul watered, Paul planted, Apollos watered, and it is God that gave the increase. May God give us that humility to understand that the fact that we help somebody does not mean we should rule over their life. He helped them, they won a war, and they said, rule over us, because you have led us into victory. He said, I will not rule over you, but the Lord will rule over you. One day King David was somewhere when King Saul came in to ease himself in the in the cave. And the Bible said in 1 Samuel chapter 24, I'm going to show you another man who successfully overcame the pressure of the people. And his name is David. 1 Samuel 24, verse 4. And the man of David said unto him, behold, the day which the Lord said unto you, behold, I will deliver thine enemy into thine hand, and that thou mayest do unto him as it seemeth good unto thee. Then David rose and cut off the skirt of Saul's robe privily. Verse 5. And it came to pass afterward that David had smote him because he had cut off Saul's skirt. Verse 6. And he said unto his men, the Lord forbid that I should do this thing unto my master, the Lord's anointed, to stretch forth my hand against him, seeing he is the Lord's anointed. So you see, David's men put pressure on him. They said, this is the day the Lord has made. This is the day God said, you will kill this man and ascend unto the throne. He attempted to touch the skirt of the garment. His heart smote him. He said, no, I will not touch the Lord's anointed. Listen, never let people put pressure on you to rise up against an anointed of the Lord. Never let people put pressure on you and tell you that man's anointing is over. If his anointing is over, God knows how to remove him. If you never put a man in a place, don't take the responsibility of removing him from office. Am I talking to somebody at all? The last person who overcame the pressure of the people, and I want to talk about him as I close, is the man John the Baptist. Give me John chapter 3. John chapter 3. John 3 and the verse number 26. And it came to pass, and they came unto John, his disciples, and they said unto him, Rabbi, he that was with you beyond the Jordan, to whom thou bearest witness, behold, the same is baptizing, and all men go to him. Master, you made a mistake. That man you baptized, everybody is now going to him. The man is fulfilling his destiny, and your destiny is crumbling. Verse 27. And John answered and said, a man can receive nothing except it be given him from above or from heaven. Verse 28. You yourself bear me witness that I said, I am not the Christ, but I am sent before him. Listen to me. In fulfilling your destiny, you must always understand that until you know who you are not, you will never know who you are. I have told you I am not the Christ. In fulfilling your destiny, may you be humble enough to know who you are not. Verse 29. He that has a bride is the bridegroom, but the friend of the bridegroom which standeth and heareth him rejoiceth greatly because of the bridegroom's voice. This my joy therefore is fulfilled. I am fulfilled to be the best man. I don't want to be the bridegroom. Fulfilling your destiny. I'm sure everybody will wish that your destiny was to be the bridegroom. I said, I'm happy to be the bridegroom's friend. Verse 30, my last verse. He must increase and I must decrease. Can you imagine you go to somebody and ask the person, give me your vision statement for your life, your vision statement. And he said, my vision statement is that I must decrease and my friend must increase. They will say, the man has no vision. How can your vision be to decrease? But there are times in life when you should be decreasing and another person will be increasing. We will never fulfill our destinies until some people begin to speak this language. Until some people know that at a certain point in their life, they must decrease and others will increase. We have too many things that are standing in the way and are refusing to decrease. They are fighting everybody because they don't want to decrease. But may God give you the wisdom to know when you are supposed to move out of the way and allow another person to go over. May the Lord empower you by giving you the grace to overcome the pressure of the people. Lift up your right hand to Jesus. Begin to pray that freedom will come to your spirit and your mind. Somebody come and pray. Stand to your feet. You are beautiful beyond description. Too marvelous for